There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town.
From NPR Music and West Virginia Public Broadcasting, with support provided by Bailey Glasser. Welcome to another Mountain Stage with our guest host, Connor Knighton.
There's a song in my heart, just a simple little tune. But the rhythm and the melody won't leave me alone. Around the world it's just a simple song. This world is turning round, a simple song. Hello and welcome once again to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. I'm Connor Knighton, and I'm honored to be filling in for Kathy Mattea this week. Over the past year, I have been everywhere from Ireland to Idaho, reporting for CBS Sunday Morning, but the opportunity to spend a Sunday evening here in my hometown of Charleston, West Virginia at the Culture Center is the trip I have been looking forward to the most. It is so good to be back home. For all of you listening on the radio, you're going to be glad you joined us. We've got an especially packed show this evening. We've got a bill filled with some of our favorite guests. In our second hour, we're going to be hearing from a singer and songwriter who's recently added stand-up comedian to his resume. Stephen Kellogg returns to Mountain Stage. We'll also welcome back an artist who's been coming to see us since 1995. The one and only Jill Sobule returns for the 11th time. Caleb Caudle's first Mountain Stage appearance was on our 1000th episode. Tonight, he's returned for round two. This time, he's brought his whole band with him. Later on this hour, we'll hear from Caleb Caudle and the Sweet Critters. Coming up in just a bit, an old friend of Mountain Stage who has a brand new album out, Mindy Smith, has come back to Mountain Stage. Before I introduce our first act, I want to take a moment to note that we're celebrating the 41st anniversary of Mountain Stage this evening. This is my second time guest hosting the show. The first was way back in 2016 when I filled in for Larry Gross, except Larry wasn't out of town that week. He hadn't called in sick. He was backstage the whole time. It was an experiment. Larry knew that he was going to step down one day. And so the goal was to get the audience warmed up to the idea that it was possible for episodes of Mountain Stage to exist without Larry Gross behind their microphone. And at the time, that was a terrifying prospect, especially for the guy who'd come in to fill his shoes for the evening. But Larry knew that he'd built something that was bigger than any one person. 5 years later, when he passed the permanent hosting reins to Kathy Mattea, he was proven right. Mountain Stage has continued to thrive. It now airs on more NPR stations than ever before. We're celebrating our 41st anniversary thanks to all of the listeners like you who keep tuning in to hear world-class performances. So thank you. World-class performers like our next act. David Mayfield is a Grammy-nominated, multi-talented entertainer who has guest hosted this show several times, but tonight he's got some company with him. His band is the David Mayfield Parade, and like the best parades, they've got an infectious energy, they're eclectic, they're great to see live. They've just released a new album entitled Go Big and Go Home, produced by Grammy-winning West Virginia native and another past guest host, Tim O'Brien. Please give a big round of applause and welcome back to the Mountain Stage, the David Mayfield Parade.
Oh, the Lord will come down from his heaven on high.
great tribulation we have been saved. Oh,
The Lord will come down from his heaven on high. He's coming to take us to the great by and by. We'll join all our loved ones we've waited to meet. The glory of God in heaven we'll see.
when the Lord comes from his home in the sky, there will be no grief, there will be no more strife. We will all ascend to the great by and by, when the Lord comes from his home in the sky.
Oh, the Lord will come down from his heaven on high. He's coming to take us to the great by and by. We'll join all our loved ones we've waited to meet. The glory of God in heaven we'll see.
Yeah.
The Lord will come down from his heaven on high. He's coming to take us to the great by and by. We'll join all our loved ones we've waited to meet. The glory of God in heaven we'll see.
Oh, thank you, music lovers. We are the David Mayfield Boy. We're the David Mayfield Parade. We're going to be out here pretty soon, but first we're going to play a couple songs to hold you over. Unfortunately, this next one is not one of those. But it's a real treat for us to get to come and play here in beautiful America. We're real excited. Like Connor said, we made a record produced by Tim O'Brien for Mountain Fever Records. It's an all-original, sort of gospel album, and we're going to just play a bunch of songs from that. I like to say it's our Grammy-eligible album. It's true. We can hope. I wrote this song with my wife. It's a song called At Your Throne, and it's going to start soon. and I give it up. I let it go. Everything that my heart holds, I give it up. I lay it all at your throne. La, la. When I think back on all my sins, the secrets and scars and the shadows within, the spirit of truth sings its song over me, and all I can hear is you are redeemed. I give it up. I let it go. Everything that my heart holds, I give it up. I lay it all at your throne. I give it up. I lay it all at your throne. Oh, thank you, friends. Hallelujah. Somebody listening over the radio just been cured of plantar fasciitis. I'm certain of it. All right, folks. I'd like to introduce the folks up here in the band, if that's okay with you guys. Over here playing the angry ukulele, or mandolin as we like to call it. This fella makes his home in the buzzing metropolis of Dayton Beach, Ohio. This is Keith Wallen on the mandolin. And also from Dayton Beach, Ohio, we've got Ryan Wallen playing dobro. Dobro. And the smart man in the band, he's a professor of gender physics, but he also plays a little bass. Back here on the upright basso profundo, this is Graham Bell. And in this corner, we have two-time national banjo champion, Stephen Moore, from St. Clairsville, Ohio. My name is Davey Mayfield, but I love it when you call me Big Papa. We're going to do another song off this new record. Here's one written by Ryan Wallen, who's a gifted songwriter, so you're not going to hear much of that. Stay in your lane, boy. Yes, sir. When do I get to meet Kathy Mattea? That later? All right. Bring her out. There's one called The Line. 1, 2, 3. Every day you step closer, each breath you draw nearer, not knowing where your place is in the line. For on that day there'll be comfort, warmth like the summer when he takes your hand and leads you
day we take for granted, with no love for the planet or the one who made it all in short time. So take this message that I give you through one eye, you pay tribute, not knowing that the stairway is inside. We're all in line together, some single file, some side by side. One day we know we'll make the climb, the stairway to paradise. Love your friends and your neighbors, enemies and haters. Pray that on their path that they will see the light. Remember, love is the answer as we move through this chapter. Follow him on your way to eternal life. We're all in line together, some single file, some side to side. One day we know we'll make the climb, the stairway to paradise. All in line together, some single file, some side to side. One day we know we'll make the climb up the stairway to paradise.
All right. I don't know why we're tuning now, folks. We've known about this gig for weeks. All right. Well, you haven't seen a whole lot of them so far tonight, but how about Connor guest hosting? He's doing a great job, huh? They asked me to host tonight, but I had a previous engagement. All right, we'd like to do a song for you now that was written by one of the greatest musical legends of bluegrass music, a true genius and pioneer. Probably been a big inspiration to a lot of the boys in the band, and probably been a big inspiration to a lot of the other acts on the show tonight. And I wrote this one recently. It was me the whole time. I wrote this recently. I wrote it with a pencil, which I find is the best way to write songs because you can erase the parts that are terrible and make them better. This is one off that Grammy-eligible album, which is available online wherever mediocre bluegrass is illegally downloaded. It's one called Face Your Life. 1, 2, 3. In the morning light when the world is new, I'm delighted by the dew upon the leaves, the way the flowers bloom and the sky is blue. I find comfort in the simplest things. But every day's chaos if the path's unclear, and yet there's order to each step we take. If we shoulder our burdens and face our fears, we'll find meaning in choices that we make. So stand up straight, face your love, tell the truth or at least don't lie. Stand up straight, walk with pride, embrace the pain and face your love. In the shadows of doubt where the light gets dim, I see hope in the helping of hands. The way we keep moving forward limb by limb, there's a story in the future told. In these troubled times when the world is scared, I see grace in the helping of hands. And when we stand together and show we care, I see the beauty of my fellow man. So stand up straight, face your love, tell the truth or at least don't lie. Stand up straight, walk with pride, embrace the pain and face your life. Embrace the pain and face your life. Nailed it! All right, folks, we've got time for just one more song for you guys. I love it here at Mountain Stage, and so thankful to be back and happy to have the whole band here. I'll be here again in the future, probably. We're going to do a song for you now off this new record that is a happy little bluegrass ditty that we made up about the end of the world. Too soon?
Hard to tell.
It's one called Time's Winding Up. We'll do this and we'll say goodbye. We love you. See y'all in the morning. Yep. 1, 2, ready, and... All the crops will wither, every beast shall shiver, mountains roll into rivers, time's winding up. What should be screamed is mumbled, nations burn and crumble, soon every king will be humbled, their time's winding up. I said time, 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 time's winding up from your slumber. See the signs and wonders, and know your days are numbered. Your time winding up. I said time's winding up. You may think that it keeps rolling on, but you can't get to where you're going if it's gone. Time winding up. I said time's winding up. You may think that it keeps rolling on, but you can't get to where you're going if it's gone. Time winding up. Time winding up. Time winding up. Time is winding.
The David Mayfield Parade. Their new album, Go Big and Go Home, is on Mountain Fever Records. You can learn all about them at davidmayfieldparade.com. It's the 41st anniversary of Mountain Stage this evening, but I did a piece for CBS on the 50th anniversary of Country Roads, which is a couple years back, and it will not surprise you to learn that the man who wrote that song had never visited West Virginia when he wrote it. That's why all the geography is funky in it. He is from Massachusetts, so it was very nearly Almost Heaven, Massachusetts. And then he decided West Virginia sounded better, but Bill Danoff is his name. He was one of the co-writers of the song. And when I was talking to him, he told me that there was another verse, and this is 100% real, that they almost had in it, and at the last minute, John Denver was fine with this verse, and then Bill was like, you know what, maybe it won't play on the radio. But all they knew about West Virginia is that they had some hippie friends who came from some West Virginia commune to come see them in D.C. They had a dog named Poncho, and so he wrote the following verse: in the foothills, hiding from the clouds, pink and purple, West Virginia farmhouse, naked ladies, men who look like Christ, and a dog named Poncho nibbling on the rice, country road. So that was very nearly in Country Roads, and they took it out at the last minute. So it's time to welcome our singer Julie Adams to the show. She'll be joined today, as always, by the Mountain Stage Band. Ron Soule, the leader of the band, on acoustic guitar. Ryan Kennedy and Michael Lipton are on electric guitars. Bob Thompson's at the piano. Steve Hill's on bass. And Ahmed Solomon is our drummer. Julie has chosen Stories We Could Tell, written by John Sebastian. Please welcome Julie Adams.
Talking to myself again, wondering if this traveling is good. And is there something better doing, we'd be doing if we could? And all the stories we could tell. And if this all blows up and goes to hell, I can still see us sitting on the bed in some motel, listening to the stories we could tell. Remember that guitar in a museum in Tennessee, and the nameplate on the glass brought back 20 melodies, and the scratches on the face told of all the times he fell, singing every story he could tell. And all the stories it could tell. And I'll bet you it still rings the stories it could tell. Tracking down your every night, and you're singing for a living neath the brightly colored lights. And if you ever wonder why you ride this carousel, you do it for the stories you can tell. And oh, the stories we could tell. Sitting on the bed in some motel, listening to the stories we could tell. And I can still see us sitting on the bed in some motel, listening to the stories we could tell.
That was Julie Adams performing Stories We Could Tell, written by John Sebastian. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Remember, if you missed part of Mountain Stage or want to hear something again, visit the podcast section of mountainstage.org. That's how I listen when I'm traveling around the country. Each podcast includes songs not heard on the radio, and usually the complete finale song. If you enjoyed the show, take a moment to subscribe and leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Quiet Town is Mindy Smith's first studio album in over a decade. The Long Island-born, Nashville-based singer-songwriter has been making noise ever since her acclaimed 2004 debut, One Moment More, which was just re-released on vinyl. It led her to become the first person ever to win the Americana Music Association's Emerging Artist Award. After she sang on Kenny Chesney's 2018 track, Better Boat, he described her angelic voice as genreless. It's bigger than all of us. We are so glad she's here to share it with us tonight. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Mindy Smith.
Oh, my baby, when you're older, maybe then you'll understand. You have angels to dance around your shoulders, 'cause at times in life you need a helping hand. Oh, my baby, when you're praying, leave your burden by my door. You have Jesus standing at your bedside to keep you calm, to Jesus and let him hold you in his arms. Good evening. It's great to be back here. Excuse me a moment. How you doing tonight? Make sure I have my list of songs. So I'm gonna do something I used to do back in the day. Stand up here and hold my guitar and let these fine musicians take the lead on this next song that I wrote with a fabulous songwriter years ago named Hillary Lindsay. And so I thought I'd share it with you tonight. It's a song off of a record I put out years ago when I was only just a young one. Thank you. Thank you for laughing. Appreciate it. I needed a... Hey, from where we always hiding, it's no wonder that we're sinking down. Why should we stand in lonely shadows with so much light around? Hey, from where we always crying, so many tears are gonna dry us out. Whatever they're selling, we've gotta stop buying, 'cause our pockets are empty now. I've thought about it and I've prayed about it out loud. Out loud, and we can talk about it. We can pray about it out loud. Out loud. Hey, from where we always fighting, who's left to hit when everybody's down? I know we're afraid, but love is trying to save us anyhow. I've thought about it and I've prayed about it out loud. Out loud, and we can talk about it. We can pray about it out loud. Out loud. And anytime we need a change, we need a change. A few things, a few things. I think it's time we need a change. Need a change. A few things. Well, I've thought about it and I've prayed about it out loud. Out loud, we can talk about it. We can pray about it out loud. Out Thank you. That was great. I love this band back here. So blessed. So I'm so happy to be here tonight because I'm happy to be toting with me a brand new album. That it's been about 12 years since I released an album. And it's actually called Quiet Town. So I'm going to do a couple songs off of that record. And I'm really proud of it. It's a record I was able to get a fine producer named Nielsen Hubbard to work with on. And Compass Records got behind it, so I'm happy for that. And there we go. I've tuned without breaking a string. So I was born and raised on Long Island, New York. I don't know if you could tell. But my family's actually not far from here, so that's pretty awesome that I wound up singing this type of music. It's in my blood. This next song I'm going to share with you, I actually wrote it with some gentlemen back not too long ago, but I've been touring around the nation here for some time, and I've been singing about my mom on a record I put out years ago called One Moment More. But and her name was Sharon. But I'm happy to say that my niece had a baby, and so and she named her Sharon. So Sharon with 2 R's 2.0, and it's kind of been fun to kind of change gears a little bit and sing about something new and fresh. And what's better than a new baby? I mean, right? Anyway, this is a little bit of a lullaby. When morning comes up over the hill and leaves you a new day on your windowsill, know I love you still. Oh, and I always will. When the stars steal the sky up over the hill and the moon rests there gently on your windowsill, know I love you still. Oh, and I always will. Wherever life goes, know you're not alone. Sunlight, shadows, even when the wind blows. The sun circles back up over the hill and leaves you a new day on your windowsill. Oh, and I love you still. Ooh, I always will. Oh, I love you still, and I always will. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me and having me back on this wonderful stage here at Mountain Stage. It's something I look forward to when I get to do it, so I hope I get to come back again sometime soon. This next song I wrote with a fabulous artist and songwriter, and her name is Matresa Berg. You can applaud. She's amazing. But I want to again thank you so much for having me and listening to these new songs. And my new album is called Quiet Town, and I'm excited about it. So. Thanks again to this beautiful, wonderful band. But this song's called Jericho. Going down to Jericho, old time gospel on the radio, bones and signs on the desert road shoulder, raising uphill like a holy roller, going down to Jericho. Jordan River or the Rio Grande, pilgrims searching for the promised land. Horizon shimmers like a feverish dream, red-tailed hawks and angels' wings. We're all going down to Jericho. Shake the ground, break the silence with a mighty sound. Love is calling 7 times around. Let your horns blow till the walls come down. Where will I be standing when the thunder rolls? Will I save my skin or will I save my soul? Children crying, mama's calling, Joshua's coming with the wrecking ball. He's coming down to Jericho. Lift the sky, shake the ground, break the silence with a mighty sound. 7 times around. Let your horns blow till the walls come shake the ground, break the silence with a mighty sound. Love is calling 7 times around. Oh, let your horns blow till the walls come down. Let your horns blow till the walls come down. Let your horns blow till the walls come down.
old time gospel on the radio. I saw the signs on the desert road shoulder, raising up well like a holy roller.
Mindy Smith, her new album Quiet Town is out on Compass Records. You can learn more at mindysmithmusic.com. We hope you'll take a look at our website, mountainstage.org. There you can find links to our podcast, and you can follow us on just about every form of social media and find tickets to our next live show. You can also find information about our special collaboration with Oh Boy Records, available now, live on Mountain Stage Outlaws and Outliers. It's a double vinyl or 2 CD compilation featuring 21 tracks recorded live on Mountain Stage from artists like Wilco, Indigo Girls, Jason Isbell, Rhiannon Giddens, plus previously unreleased music from Tyler Childers and Sierra Farrell. To find more about the release at mountainstage.org or visit ohboy.com. Caleb Caudle grew up in the Appalachian foothills of North Carolina. He's done stints in New Orleans and Nashville, but his home state keeps calling him back. That Appalachian sensibility is all over his latest album, Sweet Critters. It's in the instruments and in the arrangements, but you also hear it in the lyrics. They're stories of complicated characters presented without judgment. It's his 6th studio album, and he's brought his band with him to play you some songs from it this evening. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Caleb Caudle and the Sweet Critters.
Help me, Lord, to climb it. You don't have to move the stumbling blocks. Guide me, Lord, around them.
Thanks so much. It's good to be back here at Mountain Stage in beautiful Charleston, West Virginia. Drove through a lovely snowy pass all morning to get here. But we're here, and it's good to be at the music section of the day. For a long time, folks told me I only write sad songs. Hey, you only write sad songs. They were right. So I wrote this new one. It's on the new record. It's called Hollywood Ending. It's one where everything works out just fine.
The time of year when mosquitoes bite, the air thick, you can cut it with a knife. I only slept 3 winks last night. Well, it all works out, you know. Sometimes I wish all the clocks would break and Father Time wouldn't take. So much has changed since we up and left this place. Well, it all works out, you know. Well, it all works out, eventually floating down a river, a lover's stream. We're only good as the company we keep. You never float far from me. I always feel like I'm falling behind. I eat the watermelon down to the Rhine. The driving theater is covered up in vines. Well, it all works out, you know. Well, it all works out, eventually floating down a river in a lover's stream. We're only good as the company we keep. You never float far from me. Eventually floating down a river in a lover's stream. We're only good as the company we keep. You never float far from me. The time of year when mosquitoes bite, the air thick, you can cut it with a knife. I only slept 3 weeks last night.
Thanks so much. I got that harmonica rack from Norelco.com. Yeah, the new record, it's called Sweet Critters, and I wrote the title track on the road, and I don't usually do that. I usually wait till I get home, and then I try to see if I've got anything going on. But this one, it just kept lingering in my head on the long drives, and I wrote it about growing old and being in love and all that comes along with that. So maybe that's you, maybe it's somebody you know, but this is the title track of our new record. It's called Sweet Critters. 1, 2, 3, 4.
She collected feathers and little brass figurines. He'd split the wood and put vinegar on his screens. Haroldie and Jerry Ann met so young, and they glowed on up until the curtains close. Evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show. Dance until the light grows dim. She's a blue ribbon knitter. His ankle hurts when it rains. They're both sweet crossing the interstate. Over time they became one, like second-day soup. And they glow on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show, dance until the light grows dim. He's struggling with the stairs, she's so scared, but they glow on up until the curtains close, evergreen and growing, both born to really steal the show, dance until the light grows dim. Dance until the light grows dim.
Thanks so much. Speaking of sweet critters, I'm going to introduce you to my band who follow me all over the world. They do a great job. Over here on the upright bass and singing harmony from the Little Apple, Manhattan, Kansas, is Carl Zerfus. Back here on the drums from Irwin, Tennessee, is Adeline Delgado. Then over here on the dobro from Ellicott City, Maryland, it's Carter Giegrich. And my name is Caleb Caudle. I'm here from Germantown, North Carolina, and I wrote all these songs, so yeah, thanks for listening to them. We're on a great run right now. This is show 3 of 3 really fun shows. We made our Grand Ole Opry debut last Saturday, and thank you. Thank you, it was a lot of fun. And then we played the Kennedy Center last night, and so now we're here at Mountain Stage, and I've done runs of shows that were worse than that, I'll say. All right, this one's called Knee Deep Blues. It's on the new record. It's about feeling bad and wishing you did not.
Demons pile up, sing a ballad to an empty room, poison in the cup, cuss the night in the light of a scarlet moon. I fell down the stairs like a bucket of rusty nails. I ran out of breath, the bloodhounds on my trail, darker than premonition. Black feathers in the kitchen. Well, I don't wanna think like that. 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 Fell in a fiery lake, I can't handle the evening news. Dug a shallow grave, now I'm standing here knee deep in the blues. I saw birds of prey circling the drain for blood. I roamed 90 miles through thick dark delta mud, choking on silence perfume. Copper head loose in the bedroom. Oh, well, I don't wanna think like that. I don't wanna think like that. I don't wanna think like that. No, no, I don't wanna think like that. 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 I don't wanna think like that.
Thank you so much. We're gonna leave you with this one. It's called Monte Carlo. My grandfather, he had a 1970 Monte Carlo, and that was the first year they made the Monte Carlo. And I know that because he told me every time I got in the car. His was glitter green, and it had a dark green leather roof and green leather seats, and he had a little Batman hanging from the rearview mirror. His name was Don. He was a cool dude, and that was a cool car. So I wrote a song all about it. And we're going to leave it with you right now. Thanks again for having us. We're Caleb Caudle and the Sweet Critters. We'll see you next time.
Some days are just a circus and the freaks are late for work. Some days aren't even worth it and they only just exist to make it hurt. Some days, and some days are just a shadow of every day that's come before. Some days take away everything and then they steal one more. Some days, well, had I known he'd get here, I would have hoped that it would seem sincere. Now I'm driving through the Smoky Mountains in a Monte Carlo. Stop at a casino, bet it all on black. Some days are just a steeplechase and the waving of a flag, and you lose by no sleep in your clothes 'cause it's all that you have. Some days throw both the gloves off and go punching through the night, and the crowd throws roses to the ring at the end of the fight. Some days, well, had I known he'd get here, I would have hoped that it would seem sincere. Now I'm driving through the Smoky Mountains in a Monte Carlo. Stop at a casino, bet it all on black. Well, had I known he'd get here, I would have hoped that it would seem sincere. Now I'm driving through the Smoky Mountains in a Monte Carlo. Stop at a casino, bet it all on black. Bet it all on black. Bet it all on black, 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 black.
Thank you.
Caleb Caudle and the Sweet Critters. His album Sweet Critters is out now. You can find out all about it and more at calebcaudle.com. We'd like to say a special hello to you right now if you're listening over WOUC-FM in Cambridge, Ohio, or WHDD in Sharon, Connecticut. We're glad to have you listening, and we hope you can join us next week when David Mayfield is back to guest host with Kip Moore, Brad Tersey, Joy Clark, and the Andrew Marlin String Band. This is Connor Knighton sitting in for Kathy Mattea, and you're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Mountain Stage is supported in part by this station and by West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hotel accommodations for Mountain Stage guests are provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston's retail district. This is Mountain Stage from NPR. Hello again, and welcome to the second hour of Mountain Stage. I'm Connor Knighton, sitting in for Kathy Mattea, and I am so glad you've joined us. We're at the show's home, the Culture Center Theater, in my hometown of Charleston, West Virginia. We have another great hour of live music for you. In just a bit, songwriter, singer, author, father, and most recently, comedian Stephen Kellogg will be out.
Just 1 second.
But we begin this hour with a frequent guest who's marking a Mountain Stage milestone tonight. You know, there's a tradition here that when you've appeared on the show 10 times, you are gifted the highest honor in public radio fashion, a personalized Mountain Stage jacket. Jill Sobule was awarded her 10-timer jacket before the show this evening, although, as we found out, this is actually her 11th time, so sorry for the delay. She performed here once as part of a duo, Jill and Julia, alongside comedian Julia Sweeney. Now, that show combined singing and storytelling, which is a fusion that Sobule has explored in a number of her projects. Her most recent is an autobiographical musical with a name that I cannot fully say on the radio. We'll go with F-Word 7th Grade. The F-Word is not fun. The New York Times named it a critic's pick, proclaiming it to be, quote, for the many nerds who grew up to be cool people. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage for the 11th time, former nerd and current cool person, Jill Sobule.
Yay! I just yayed for myself. So I didn't know, I never know what I'm going to play until I'm right here. And I thought everyone's been, in my world, has been kind of in a kind of sad mode. And so I thought I'd bring something positive. And here's a song about the apocalypse. But it's a love song. Tomorrow the ground may shake, like they said it was bound to happen one day, and the Hollywood sign will fall, the final call. Don't you fret and don't be blue. You had me and I had you. It was a good life. It was a good, good life. Tomorrow we could all be gone when the Russian gangsters sell the bomb and the waves come roaring from the sea. 100-foot swells over Venice Beach. Don't be scared and take my hand. We'll swim into the promised land. It was a good life. It was a good, good life. It was a good life. It was a good, good life. Tomorrow a tiny virus may grow in everyone, and it's not the cold, or a hole in the sky will open wide. The aliens land on the 105. If it comes to that, what can we do? You had me and I had you. It was a good life. It was a good, good life. It was a good life. It was a good, good life. I said a boom, boom, crash, crash underneath the overpass. Burning buildings, flying glass. A good life. On the day the earth stood still, we won't have to pay our bills. As the mud slides down the hill, a good life. We won't have to make our beds, break out the booze, and like I said, let's have a ball before we're dead. A good life, let the pious rise above. We'll go down in our sweet love. It was a good. Will you guys sing it with me? And let's do it. Let's do it. It's a good life, okay? You're not with me on that. It's a good life. 1, 2, 3. It's a good life. It's a good, good life. It's a good life. Yeah. It's a good, good life.
I heard this song about my time at, I got to do the Lilith Fair. Did anyone go to the Lilith Fair? Well, it should have been a great time, but I was miserable because during that time, a bunch of the peers at my record label were getting more support and doing better than me, and they were on the big stage, and I was on the small, wimpy stage, and I was just kind of in a just a bad attitude and feeling terrible, and I got a terrible cold, I'm sure, because of that. And I went into the tent where the doctor was in case any of the artists needed it. And so I went there, and he said to me, I'm sad you're feeling bad, but I'm really glad you came in to meet you because you're my daughter's favorite artist. I know, and he says, will you, sign your name? And I did. And as I was walking out, he said, thank you so much, Jewel.
I could slip, I could fall in that mean awful hall with the other jealous bitches and the bitter grumbling man. I could sneer, I could glare, say that life is so unfair. And the one who made it 'cause she's younger and prettier than me. Well, I don't wanna get bitter, I don't wanna turn cruel, I don't wanna get old before I have to. I could bitch, I could moan, say I wanna be left alone. That's not really true because I like my time with you till you rant and you rave, wishing fat folks to their grave. I feel sorry for them, you say they get what they deserve. Well, I don't wanna get bitter, I don't wanna turn cruel, I don't wanna get old before I have to. And I don't wanna get jaded, petrified and waited. I don't wanna get bitter like you. Like you with the darts in your eyes. You with disdain for mankind. I was charmed, now I wonder. So I'll smile with the rest, wishing everyone the best. And know the one who made it 'cause she's actually pretty good. Well, I don't wanna get bitter, I don't wanna turn cruel, I don't wanna get old before I have to. And I don't wanna get jaded, petrified and waited. I don't wanna get bitter like you. Oh, I don't wanna get bitter, I don't wanna turn cruel, I don't wanna get old before I have to. And I don't wanna get jaded, petrified and waited. I don't wanna get bitter like you.
Thanks. I got one more, then I'm going to bring the band out. Now, I've had a fourth run we just completed of my F Word 7th grade show, and how many out there? It was the worst year of almost everyone's life, right? Thank you. Here's a song. The one thing that saved me was the music, my older brother's records, and I would like listen. I knew all the lyrics and read all the liner notes, and I could tell you who played everything on every song, but at that time I had no one to share that important information with. So here's the song. I'm in the wings when you push me on. I never learn the words to this song. And there I stand naked, they're staring at me, laughing at me. I'm by the locker, turning the dial. The hallway is empty, it stretches for miles. And I'm on a boat, headed over the falls. You reach for my hand, but it just breaks off. Suddenly woke up, was only a dream. Back in the guilt cage that you made for me. When they are working or fast asleep, I put my headphones on. I put my headphones on. I put my headphones on. I'm in the backyard, bearing the bones. Don't know why I did it. Hope no one will know. I can't seem to hide the remains of my crime. I never learned to fly. Suddenly woke up, was only a dream. Back in the guilt cage that you made for me. There might be someone who listens to me. I put my headphones on. I put my headphones on. I put my headphones on. Flip the record, headphones on. Chord and spark the seventh song. Jonah sings, love is gone, love is gone. Genesee and 17, that song from 10cc. Alone again, naturally. Someone has it worse than me. Sam Stone, Major Tom, Captain Jack and Delta Dawn. Alvatustic, Sweet Jane, music wash away my pain. I put my headphones on. Ooh, ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Thank you. I love the band. So one thing about doing my show, F-Word 7th grade, is I got to actually do a version where I went to Denver and I played for all the bullies and mean people. And it was great. They paid like $50 to see me rip them to shreds. Anyway, there was one boy, Robbie, who broke up with me in 7th grade, the summer before. And he came, I hadn't seen him since 8th grade, and he came up to me and he said, Jill, I've been following your career. And he was so cute. He goes, will you ever forgive me? And I said to him in my best kind of like Tallulah Bankhead, I said, Robbie, I always knew someday you'd come crawling back. Sometimes I wish that I was an angel, a fallen angel who visits your dreams. And in those dreams, I'd blow you a message that says, you really want me. Sometimes I wish that I was a wrestler, a Mexican wrestler in a red vinyl mask, and I might grab you and body slam you and maybe cause physical harm. But when we would land, I might take pity on you. I can crack all your ribs, but I can't break your heart. You will never love me, and this I can't forgive, that you will never love me as long as I will live. Sometimes I wish that I was a beauty, a beautiful girl who is still 21 or 31 or 41 or 51, and I'd turn your head as well as your buddies, and I could afford to play hard to get. And we'd go to parties, and you'd show me off, and I'd go home with someone else. You will never love me, and this I can't forgive, and it will always bug me as long as I will live. You will never love me, and why should I even care? It's not that you're so special, you're just the cross I bear. You will never love me, you will never love me. I can't forgive, you will never, and it will always bug me as long as I will live.
Thank you.
I love my band, my band. Here's a song that I actually end at the 7th grade show with. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Yeah, what? Bobby Trunks was a fat little boy living in a shitty little town. And every recess the dodgeball flew and knocked poor Bobby down. 4 o'clock when he got home, upstairs in his room, he closed the door, tie on his cape, put on his skin-tight suit, and he'd sing, "Underdog, victorious." He was simply glorious. Someday he'll die notorious. Underdog, victorious. A couple years later, tried out for the bandit covers of Matchbox 20. But he was dreaming of the New York Dolls and Max's Kansas City. Of course, they never called him back, they thought he was too queer. He didn't care back in his room, he sang into the mirror. And he sang, "Underdog, victorious." He was simply glorious, simply glorious. Someday he'll die notorious. Underdog, victorious. La 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 la. Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. La 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 la. La 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 la. See into the future. That was one of his great gifts. And one day all those dodgeball bullies would dream of his sweet kiss, and he'd sing. Will you sing one last time with me? Underdog, victorious, he was simply glorious. Someday he'll die notorious. 1, 2, 3, 4. Underdog, victorious. We're all underdogs. He was simply glorious, simply glorious. Someday he'll die notorious. Underdog, victorious. Acapella now. Underdog, victorious. We're all underdogs. He was simply glorious, simply glorious. Someday he'll die notorious. Underdog, victorious. That's just it. Underdog, victorious. We're all underdogs. He was simply glorious. Yeah. Someday he'll die notorious. Underdog, victorious. Victorious. Underdog, victorious. Victorious. Underdog, victorious. Victorious. Thank you.
Jill Sobule. The original cast album for F 7th grade is out this spring. You can learn all about it. Subscribe to her Patreon at jillsobule.com. It's now time to hear from our piano player, Bob Thompson. He's going to be performing Well You Needn't by Thelonious Monk. You need to put your hands together for Bob Thompson. You can find his music at colortones.com. That was Bob Thompson with Well You Needn't by Thelonious Monk. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. If you have questions or suggestions for us, our email address is feedback@mountainstage.org, or you can connect with us on Facebook, X, and peek behind the scenes on our Instagram. You can find all those links at our website, mountainstage.org. Stephen Kellogg is well on his way to getting his own Mountain Stage 10-timer jacket. This is his 8th appearance on the show this evening, although I'm thinking maybe we should give him a hat because he seems to like wearing a lot of different ones. He's a singer and a songwriter who's also a TEDx speaker, an author, he published a book of essays in 2020, a busy father to 4 daughters, and most recently, a stand-up comedian. He just finished taping his first comedy special. His latest album is Keep It Up, Kid, and he's managed to find time in his busy schedule to come be with us tonight. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Stephen Kellogg.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Moonlight highway quicksand trying to pull us off the road. You don't succeed by giving up. That's one thing I know. And I'm sorry that you got sick, that I wasn't there. And if I acted like a dick, it didn't mean I didn't care. 'Cause I've been chasing dreams in magazines the last 10 years. The way you treat your mother is up to you, but it can't feel all that good to be so angry. And I guess I learned that too. Jessica's afraid she won't find love. She says that she ain't ever home. Feels like just last night when I swear I heard her say, she said, what if I die alone? What if I die alone? Oh, and it's a broken-hearted attitude, but it kind of fits right in to this movie. It's about all of us, and it's waiting to begin. And I've been chasing dreams in magazines the last 10 years. And the way you treat your lover is up to you, yeah. But he can't feel all that good to be so jealous. And I guess I learned that too. And this will change in time. We'll feel more, we'll feel more alive. Because protection is like a wheel, and the way we sometimes feel can make you think that you might even be the worst person you'll ever meet. Oh, but it's alright, 'cause we got each other. 'Cause we got each other. 'Cause we got each other. Oh, and I've been chasing dreams in magazines the last 10 years. And the way you treat each other is up to you. Oh, but it can't feel all that good to be so scared. And I know what that's like too. Yeah, and I guess I learned that too. And I'm learning it still, learning it still. And I guess I learned that too. Right up here in front of you. I'm learning it still, yeah. I said, why am I so angry? Tell me why am I so sad? How is it I have so much but I still feel incomplete? Why is it so good when I feel so bad? Yes, I learned that too. Just gonna go for a minute back to the Purple Fiddle. My first time in West Virginia, it was 19 years ago, and I was up in the apartment that they give you to stay in. And my then tour manager, she looked at me and she said, I don't know how I'm ever gonna meet anybody, and maybe nobody's ever gonna love me. And this song was born, and then 2 years later, I came back for my second visit to West Virginia, and I played it for the first time here at Mountain Stage. That was 8 Mountain Stages ago. And I haven't played it since. But I started just running it through my head, all these visits over so many years. And that's the trick about middle age. I thought that when I got here, I was gonna know how to do things, you know? I thought things were gonna make more sense, not less sense. But like some kind of modern age Don Quixote, I keep saying to my wife, for my next get-rich-quick scheme, I'll write a book, I'll do some stand-up, and all of a sudden, you're there in middle age, and you just keep on putting one foot in front of the other, and you keep driving into West Virginia, and if someone keeps inviting you back, you feel very lucky indeed. So thanks for coming back, and thanks for the invitation to be back. You know, cats and dogs and cats, we don't need to live like that. And somewhere in this heart of mine is a clock that's always right on time. So keep your head down, you'll be fine, yeah. Oh, and I guess I learned that too. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Do you have a good Thanksgiving? I liked. It didn't really. It sounded like some of you did, some of you didn't, and I hear that. I liked it more when other people hosted. I feel like it's inconsiderate. I had shows this weekend. They're like, "You host," you know. But we got a call. I have all my in-laws over, and it was funny hearing Connor introduce all the different things that I've been doing lately, because my father-in-law actually said to me at Thanksgiving, "Do you think you're doing too many different things?" And I said, "Definitely. I'm making a living, man. I don't know what to say." But so we get a call shortly before the supper is served, and it's the water company. And they said, "You have E. coli in your water." And I'm like, what else? Like, it seems amazing to me that this person was working on Thanksgiving. They're like, "Yep, got to put this round of calls, and this can't wait till tomorrow." So my wife, who's a much nicer person than I am, she's in the room, and she's like, "Should we tell everybody?" And I said, "Absolutely not. There is no scenario where I'm going to go out and look at my brothers-in-law and tell them that we have E. coli in their water. Like, they're going to be fine. It's Thanksgiving. They'll just think it was the food. It's fine." So songs serve a lot of different purposes, and I was looking at the songs I played over the years here, and I wanted to make sure I played some different ones tonight that I haven't played here. But one of the things that I find songs useful for is prayers, you know, non-denominational prayers, just putting things out in the universe that you want to make sure that the people you love know, or maybe that you feel like you need to hear. So right now I want to do this song. This is my prayer for all of you. This is a song for our daughters, 'cause there's some things that they need to hear. And we never know when it's our time to go. So let me be perfectly clear. You're gonna win, you're gonna lose, You're gonna walk yourself around in your shoes till maybe one day it's you who will say, don't be too hard on yourselves. You don't have to be somebody else. On the days when you most wanna give up the ghost, don't be too hard. Don't be too hard on yourselves. Girl, everyone wants to be beautiful. Everyone looks in the mirror and sees things they would change. They feel some sort of pain. But I see your beauty so clear. It's in the way that you light up when you are doing the things that you love. Just how you are, that's the best part. So don't be too hard on yourselves. You don't have to be somebody else. On the days when you most wanna give up the ghost, don't be too hard. Don't be too hard on yourselves. And if Venus should smile down upon you, if you're lucky enough to find love, give it all that you got, 'cause good love takes a lot. And pray that that love is enough. And if it's not, how it can hurt, that's so much less than you deserve. If you're there one day, you'll hear me saying, so don't be too hard on yourselves. You don't have to be somebody else. On the days when you most wanna give up the ghost, don't be too hard. Don't be too hard, yeah. So don't be too hard on yourselves. You don't have to be nobody else. On the days when you most wanna give up the ghost, don't be too hard. Don't be too hard on yourselves. Well, this is a song for your daughters. Don't be too hard. Don't be too hard on yourselves. Thank you. A couple of you went, woo, thank you for that. Because if you saw my TED Talk, I was aiming at Bon Jovi. It was what I was thinking I was going to be doing when I grew up. So I appreciate a little, woo, it lets me know. I know it's been a long night, but we're going to get you home soon. You know, you're going to get there. You've got cozy seats, and I appreciate that little bit of extra oomph. How many of you, thank you, both. Okay, you're catching on. Who has kids? A lot of you. Yeah. It's not that fun. It's not. It's very fulfilling, but it's really not that fun because there's no scenario where they can possibly love us even like a fraction as much as we love them. And some of you might have young kids, and you'll see. You'll see how this goes. When I first started coming here a long time ago, I didn't even have kids, and now I have one who was old enough to. I booked a whole show in Washington D.C. right before Thanksgiving, thinking that I would. That's where she goes to school, and I thought we would hang out, and she would play with me a little bit. She plays music in the band sometimes, and She called me, like, I envisioned Father of the Bride, you know, us driving around together, very nice. And she called me a few days before Thanksgiving and said, is it cool, can you give me, Venmo me some money to take a train back early, because my classes said I don't have to be there. And I was like, this sucks. But I said, you know, I sucked it up and I said, sure, I'll do it. And then she said, but you're still cool to take my roommate back, right? The balls on this kid, I gotta say. But the beautiful thing, and you don't need to have kids to understand what this next song's about, but it's a song about unconditional love. And you don't need to have children to understand that, but it is an amazing thing where I'm gonna love these 4 girls of mine regardless of whether they get good grades. You know, they don't have to be good at sports, which is good for my kids. It doesn't matter to me. I don't even care if they make good life choices. Their life will be richer if they do that, but it just doesn't matter. And that's an amazing thing, because I only feel that way about these 4 people. There's nobody else that I feel that way about. These 4 girls, their names are tattooed on my arm, because there's nothing they can do to shake my love. And my wife, who I've been with 32 years, you've heard me write a lot of songs about her. I have a symbol for her, just in case, you know? So that's what I'm saying. This is, if you have somebody that you love unconditionally, you know, let them know. That's what this is about. Seems like only yesterday you climbed up in that bus. Picture with a big OK, and you're smiling back at us. Birthdays and recitals, driving you all over town. We were both so busy, trying not to let you down. But love's a one-way street, and you will always have my heart. I know you're in a rush, you were from the very start. So if I hold your hand too long or I embarrass you in class, no, I'm only hanging on, 'cause it goes fast. It goes fast. Cat was in the cradle, and I work most every day, fumbling for the words, trying to know what I should say. When was I to push you? When was I to let you be? If we had each other's eyes, can you imagine what we'd see? But love's a one-way street, and I know that much is true. I sometimes got frustrated, I saw so much of me and you. But all of your best moments and the worst ones too won't last. It's like smoke right through your hands. It goes fast. It goes fast. It goes fast. The day your car rolls out that driveway, it doesn't park here anymore. That is the day that we were getting you ready for, yeah. But love is a one-way street, and you were made to drive away. I hope I'm there to see it when you have your own someday. The distance between then and now, it was shorter than we knew. And if you don't believe me, dear, one day you'll know it's true. We're not the first to feel this way. We will not be last. There's something about that old cliche. It goes fast. It goes fast. It goes fast. It goes fast. It seems like only yesterday I could hear my parents say, they said, "Do not wish your life away, my son. My son. Make the rules up as you go, and some days will feel too damn slow, but the next thing that you know, you're looking back. It goes fast, man. It goes fast. Thank you, guys. I'm going to do 2 more songs for you. I just want to build a little bit on what Jewel was... Jewel. See, it was the story. What Jill was talking about 7th grade. I feel the same way about 7th grade, and I feel like people who had a good time in middle school, I don't trust those people. And my kids, I have 2 middle schoolers right now, and they know I feel this way. And the one going into 7th grade said to me, "Dad, I might have a positive experience." And I was like, I don't think so. I don't see that happening. I don't... As I mentioned, I met my wife very young. So for me, I kind of sowed my wild oats in middle school. I French kissed all kinds of girls. I'm a bit of a player, I guess, looking back. But this is actually a really awkward, it's a new song and I've never introduced it, so I'm going to turn an awkward corner now and tell you that this is a song I wrote about my first love. The first girl that I ever fell in love with, and it's a song I wrote off a record I'm putting out next year, and I got the call a couple months ago that she had passed away. And I hadn't seen her in 30 years, but there's no part of you that feels like a kid anymore in that moment, you know? And somehow it all, just the passage of time came roaring back. And so I'm going to sing this one, and I'm going to sing it for her. Won't she be surprised after 30 years of not talking that I'm here singing about her? But I am, and she's been living in my heart in a huge way since then. So whoever it is you miss or who's not in the space with you, maybe you put them in there while I sing this, all right? She was the daughter of a waitress, and a waitress she would be, working at a diner off of Highway 43. She had the kind of childhood that cannot be erased. Growing up, I guess you'd say she had a lot of space. The summer after 6th grade, the first time I saw her drunk. By the time we got to high school, she'd moved on to harder stuff. Well, I remember smoking cigarettes when smoking still seemed cool. Hiding from our parents, hanging out by someone's pool. After graduation, I suppose we just lost touch. The truth is, our situations didn't overlap that much. We knew it back then, and we still know it now. We don't know the why, but we know the how. If you're gonna love someone, love them with all that you got. If you're gonna be somebody, don't be a person you're not. She was a waitress who taught me to kiss. She will be missed. Class is dismissed, now go. Class is dismissed, now go. Till she became a mixtape that only had one song. The Joker by Steve Miller, I could play it all night long. When she moved to California, it was like it always is. Running from your problems, but your problems know you hid. We knew it back then, and we still know it now. We don't know the why, but we know the how. She was a waitress who taught me to kiss. She will be missed. Class is dismissed, now go. Class is dismissed, now go. She moved back to 2 towns over from where we had grown up and began a whole new life of prescription meds and stuff. I heard she lost a baby and I always meant to call, but I never got around to it with schedules and all. Rest easy now, honey. There's nothing more for you to do. The snakes have all loosened their grip on you. We knew it back then, and we still know it now. We won't know the why, but we'll know the how. She was a waitress who taught me to kiss. If heaven exists, class is dismissed, now go. You will be missed. She was a waitress who taught me to kiss. If heaven exists, class is dismissed, now go. You will be missed. Go play the Joker over and over, over and over, over and over, go. You will be missed, now go. Thank you, guys. Yeah, good Lord. Haven't played that. That's a new one. Yeah, I live close to the water these days. My kids see Prince Harry on the TV, and they're like, oh, it's so cute. He's getting choked up. If I do this at a show and they're there, they're like, get it together, Dad. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to play you one last song before we drive this train home. I thought I'd try something kind of heavier for the next one. While I'm tuning for this last song, I'm going to tell you, I did bring some merchandise, and it's not a hard sell. I'm not trying to hard sell you anything, but A, I don't have the luxury with these 4 kids to not mention what I brought. And I understand, you know, if you felt something tonight and you enjoyed this, it's a huge deal when you pick it up. So I'm going to tell you what's there, and after the show, I'm going to walk out there. I have a tour poster for this tour, but this show confirmed after it, so Charleston isn't on it, but it's a hell of a pitch. But what I'm going to do is I'll give you one of those free for anybody that does pick something up, and we'll hand write it in, and it'll be a one of a kind and probably a real collector's piece, I think. So what I have is the usual stuff: CDs, vinyl, and a T-shirt. But I also I wrote a book since the last time I saw you. It's called Objects in the Mirror: Thoughts on a Perfect Life from an Imperfect Person. And it's a collection of essays about the stuff that I found most useful in my first 48 years here. So there's essays about having a sense of humor and forgiveness and, friendships and things like that. I am flying. I flew in and I'm flying out, and I am overweight right now to go back home tomorrow. So the book is a big deal because I need to sell at least 12 pounds of merchandise. Seriously, I mean, it's like I am like a pack mule going through I'm carrying. So we have the vinyl, we have the book, both very heavy. I have my entire life's work on a flash drive, which is apparently worth $35 at this time. It's 15 albums, music videos. But I think it's priced too low, but there we are. And that's not a weight thing, but that would be a way to share the music if you like it. And then I have a couple guitar songbooks that have all the chords and stuff. So that's what's back there. You guys, I really appreciate you letting me try new things here and just rolling with it. You're a wonderful, beautiful audience, and I'm so honored to have played this show tonight with so many amazing acts. I've just been over there watching this, and I just feel like an extremely lucky man. So thank you for being a great audience, everybody. All right, so this last song is about loving the people who are the hardest to love, a list that has grown exponentially over the last few years. And even the last few months, it's gotten really hard. So this is a song that is written it's a key that on the album it sounds like Queen. But as you can see, it's just me and this old guitar tonight. So I'm going to give it a swing. I'm not promising you any kind of perfection. I think you know at this point I'm not Whitney Houston, but I am ready to give you full commitment to these last 3 minutes of the night. So here we go. Love. There it is. That's not bad. Love to the ones who need it most. The town that I called home when I was younger was a kid who used to chase me like the thunder. Well, I couldn't see it then, but I guess that we were friends all along. Who'd have thought? At a time when we were searching for a meaning, they would try to tell him there's no point in dreaming. Oh, well, just the other day I heard he passed away all alone, that same old. Everywhere I go, for all we think we know, no one ever feels like they're enough. But the more I learn that love, well, that's all we need, yeah, all we need is love. Love. Well, the more I learn to love. These days it's been hard to find a reason. There's so many different ways of disagreeing. Oh, I've been raising up a toast to the ones who need it most. May we all know that love is everywhere we go. We give it even though we don't always feel like it's enough. The more I learn that love, well, it's all we need, yeah, all we need is love. Love. Well, the more I learn to love. And one day we'll be dust and stars. It doesn't matter who you are. All the riches on this earth won't fill your heart. Love, it's all we need is love. to love, to I said love, even when they call us bleeding hearts. Love, how we love, man, that's who we are. And the more I learn that love, well, it's all we need, yeah, all we need is love, yeah.
Stephen Kellogg. His latest album's called Keep It Up, Kid. He's got a new one called To You, Old Friend, which comes out in May. You can find links to all of Stephen's projects at stephenkellogg.com. Thank you to Stephen Kellogg, to Jill Sobule, Caleb Caudle, the David Mayfield Parade, and Mindy Smith. Thank you to everyone here in Charleston for being with us. And thanks, as always, to you out there listening on the radio, because without you, there would be no Mountain Stage, and we never forget that. I hope you'll be back with us next week when David Mayfield returns to guest host with Kip Moore, Joy Clark, Brad Tersey, and the Andrew Marlin String Band.
1, 2, you know what to do.
Mountain Stage is produced by Larry Gross and Adam Harris. Senior producer is Jeff Shirley. Associate producers are John Ingram and Mallory Richards. We're engineered by Patrick Stevens, Richie Collins, Scott Robinson, and Greg McGowan. Production assistance by Michael Lipton, Lance Schrader, Chris Mead, Don London, Kelly Lassiter, Jen Brown, and Tony Patterson. Photographic services by Chris Morris. Promotion is coordinated by Mallory Richards, John Ingram, and Music in Motion Promotions. Special thanks to Mountain Stage members Walter and Sean Williams for their generous support. Lodging is provided by the Marriott Town Center Hotel, conveniently located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston. Mountain Stage was founded by Andy Ridenauer, Francis Fisher, and Larry Gross. Why don't you go out and hear some live music wherever you are, just as soon as you can. I am Connor Knighton, and you've been listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. West Virginia has 4 official state songs, which I think shows you how much the people here love music. It has been so much fun being back in my home state. Thank you so much. We're going to go out with one of those songs, The West Virginia Hills. Oh, the West Virginia hills, how majestic and how grand, with their summits bathed in glory like our Prince Emmanuel's land. Is it any wonder then that my heart with rapture thrills, as I stand once more with one ones on those West Virginia hills? Oh, those hills, beautiful hills, how I love those West Virginia hills. If o'er sea or land I roam, still I think of happy home, and my friends among those West Virginia hills. Michael Lipton on guitar. Bob Thompson on piano. Mayfield's gonna do a verse.
Oh, the West Virginia hills where my childhood hours passed, where I often wandered lonely and the future tried to cast. Many are our visions bright which the future ne'er fulfills, but how sunny were my daydreams in them West Virginia hills.
Beautiful hills, those West Virginia hills. If o'er sea or land I roam, still I think of happy home, and my friends among those West Virginia hills. Stephen Moore on banjo. Ryan Wallen on dobro. Caleb Caudle.
Oh, the West Virginia hills, how unchanged they seem to stand. Their summits pointed skyward to the great Almighty's land. Any changes I can see, which my heart with sadness feels, but no changes can be noticed in those West Virginia hills.
Oh, those hills,
If o'er sea or land I roam, still I think of happy home and my friends among those West Virginia hills.
Ryan Kennedy on guitar. Carter Gingrich on dobro. Stephen Kellogg.
Oh, those West Virginia hills, I must bid you now adieu. In my home beyond the mountains, I shall ever dream of you. In the evening time of life, if my Father only wills, I shall still behold the vision of those West Virginia hills.
Oh, those hills, beautiful hills, how I love those West Virginia hills. If o'er sea or land I roam, still I think of happy home and my friends among those West Virginia hills. And my friends among those West Virginia hills.
Thank you.
Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey Glasser. This is NPR.